Hello friends, I'm back to read you a story. Today I'm going to read you How Full is Your Bucket? Felix was putting one of the last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. I want to build with you, she said. Felix scowled. Go away, you're too little. I'm big. Stay back, you'll knock it over. I can be very careful. Well, go play with your baby toys, Anna. So Anna's very upset right now. So she knocks over his blocks. Grandpa! Grandpa shook his head. Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad, but when it's full, she feels great. Didn't you ever notice your own bucket? Invisible bucket. Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. But the next morning when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. I've got a meeting this morning and it's almost time to go. Anna, sit still. Felix slipped, and choco wheat scattered across the floor. Felix, yelled his mom, you should have used a stool to reach that. Felix could feel his bucket tip, and big invisible drips spill out. Drip, drip. Ha ha, Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus, scolded Mom. When the school bus was honking, Felix quickly swept up the choco wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could even take one bite, Buster jumped up and grabbed the muffin from his hand. Drip, more water's coming out of his bucket. So he gets on the bus and this kid says, hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has one just like it. And that makes him sad, so more water is coming out. Drip. And then he's at school and it looks like they're whispering. And they're saying, psst, Felix, psst. Drip. Watch out, shrimp. And knocks him over. More water comes out. Drip. It was still morning and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. And as he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. Felix slumped into a seat and he waited for something else bad to happen. And Mrs. Bumblenickel walked slowly up to his desk and handed him a paper. He could barely bear to look. Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class? Felix grinned and felt a big drop land right in his bucket. Drop. The Giganosaurus Who Wanted a Pet by me, Felix. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. And when Felix finally read the end, everyone clapped, even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. So he's eating his lunch and he finds a note from his mom that says, I love you, from Mom. Drop. Team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Oh, he's feeling more drops. Going right back into his bucket because he's feeling really, really good. And then his teacher tells him, nice cow. And he says, it's a dog. Well, nice colors there, Felix. And she says, cool laser amp backpack, Felix. So he's feeling really, really good right now, and all the drops are landing right back into his bucket. By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. So this man, he drops his paper, so he helps him. He says, let me help you. And he feels drops going into his bucket, and there's drops going back into the man's bucket. And then here's your baseball, catch. And the guy say, thanks, dude. Drop, drop. And he's sitting on the bench and he says, "Hi, I'm Felix. Is this your first day?" "Yes, I'm Amir." And he fills the drops in his bucket, and Amir has a drop in his bucket. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket. When Felix burst in the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works." And then he saw Anna's torn doll. "Bad dog," he almost scolded. But then he thought dogs might have invisible buckets too. "Your doll will be okay, Anna," said Felix. "Mom will fix her." And here she is, she's crying. "Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks?" And so they did. The end. I hope you are doing well, my friends. I love and miss you, and I hope you have a great weekend. Till next week. Bye-bye.